as we proceed. Yeah. Now let us look at how do we simplify. Now we were talking about 2G technology. We are talking about the TMR reactor and the add-on reactor. Uh, so we have simplified it as an add-on reactor. The word itself says it is not a whole. It's not a whole product. It is something like, just add on or, kind of plug-in type of thing. Yeah, the word itself, makes it, simplistic. So let me explain the concept. Yeah, everybody knows the sugarcane goes to sugar factory, gets crushed, the sugar is manufactured, and molasses is one of the byproducts, and fuel grade ethanol is produced. Now with 2G evolving, everybody knows that the bagasse also can be done into that. Now, how does this add-on reactor simplify the current situation? There are 2-3 methods of technology adaptation, as I was talking about in the previous slides. One is a greenfield project, that is 2G technology is evolved and we found that okay, it's all economical and great and all that. So okay, start up with from the scratch, like buying the land, getting permissions, and doing end-to-end project there. That's a greenfield. Yeah. Then it comes the brownfield and couple of other terminologies that we use. So we are looking at how do we adapt this new evolving 2G technology into an existing industry. This has never been talked of. So this gives us, we can win this race. This is a race against time. So if at all, if I am doing it a greenfield project, it's 2 to 3 years. When it comes to existing sugar mill, if at all, if I can make it compatible, this reactor or this particular machine which can convert bagasse into ethanol, fitted into a sugar mill where they've got already this bagasse in their premises. So there is no truck that I have to send to bring in biomass, because biomass is already there lying in the compound. Yeah, and there is land, infrastructure, supporting staff, all the permissions with a little bit of here and there additional permissions. But I can put in this reactor, make it compatible to convert the existing bagasse into liquid glucose, because I only look at converting the biomass into cellulose and then to liquid glucose, because already I have an existing infrastructure, that is fermentation and distillation in the sugar mills. Most of the sugar mills have got this ethanol units. So they pump in their molasses into this fermentation and distillation unit, wherein here I am pumping in our liquid glucose into this fermentation. And so I don't spend on this fermentation and distillation infrastructure. So that way I am bringing down the cost drastically down. And the time frame of implementation of this technology, easily it comes 6 to 7 months, maximum 8 months. Where is 2 to 3 years? And where is humongous effort of identifying the land and a couple of those kind of things. Yeah. And okay, now let's look at the bagasse aspect. Bagasse is the input for this 2G, this thing inside a sugar mill. And presently, this most of the bagasse, they burn it in the boilers and use the steam for producing electricity, and also the steam is used for the factory requirements. Now, definitely, the quantum of bagasse that is produced is more than what is required for a boiler to supply the steam to the sugar mill. Now, since already I have told, electricity is not a very good proposition at all in today's, the rate concept that has been there per unit, it's 2 or 3 rupees, or very low basically. So if at all this bagasse is being given to this add-on reactor, which is easily implementable with a very low and minimum footprint and a lower cost, and 6 to 8 months is the time frame for implementation, and it is made compatible to this sugar mills concept, because we work with the sugar mills over a long time. So we use this already existing infrastructure to convert the liquid glucose that is produced out of this add-on reactor, and then we ferment it to ethanol water, and then further distilled for a fuel ethanol, which can be sent to the OMC for blending into your petrol and the fuel. So what I'm trying to say is, most of these sugar factories are seasonal. Sugars, usually the sugarcane harvesting and all that is done, and crushing, the whole operation gets over. I mean, it starts from Diwali time around November, December, and even some places October end. So then it goes on up to March, April, May. After that, however you look at it, 4 months to 5 months, there is an idle time in the sugar factory and the ethanol unit, both. So why don't we make use of this idle time? This idle time, the machineries which are highly capital intensive machineries are lying idle there. You know, example, 50 KLPD ethanol complex, which is inside a sugar mill. This ethanol complex itself is costing around 70 crore, 100 crore. That is lying idle for 4 months in a year, 5 months in a year in every sugar mill. So if at all we use this add-on reactor and the bagasse that is already produced as a waste product out of this sugar mill, it can keep this expensive machinery busy all over the year, and we can produce equal amount of ethanol that is produced by molasses. That means we are talking about present production of 3 billion liters per year of ethanol that is produced by around 500 and odd sugar factories, or the ethanol units in them through molasses. If at all, if this is adapted, we can go to 6-7 billion liters, and our target for 2025 with 20% blending calls for around 10 plus billion liters of ethanol. So we are almost inching towards achieving the target. So this is how we have to simplify and adapt the technologies that we are going to evolve, and definitely these things are already pushed on a policymakers level, and you're going to see the fruits of that very soon. And the adaptable time, the time frame is hardly 7 to 8 months. So that's the reason the policy to minimize the bagasse usage for boilers can greatly facilitate the doubling of ethanol production in our country, which is much needed to meet E20 and flexi fuel mandate of the government. Thank you for giving this opportunity.